Welcome to another video from the Math Tutor for YouTube channel. Glad to have you back. In today's video, we're going to be dealing with some problems working with order of operations. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, and also feel free to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with videos that are posted. Also, if you would like a specific topic covered referring to algebra, feel free to leave a comment down below. All right, let's get into today's video. Order of operations. Let's review. How do we go about solving an equation? Well, we have a series of steps that we need to follow, and we often use the acronym PEMDAS. So what does PEMDAS stand for? P stands for parentheses. E stands for exponents. M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. And this tells us the order that we should be going about solving a specific equation. So we start with parentheses, then we do exponents, multiplication and division. We usually do whichever one comes first from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first from left to right. All right, first thing that we need to solve is going to be anything that's in parentheses. Now, there are three types of parentheses that we can have. We can have parentheses, we can have brackets, and we can have braces. So, which type of parentheses do we go about solving first? Well, our normal parentheses that we think of is what we're going to be solving first. Those will be inside of brackets and inside of braces. When we're solving for things that are in parentheses, we're looking for our innermost parentheses, and those will be the normal parentheses that we think of. Once we solve those, then we can move to our brackets. Once we solve what's in brackets, then we can move to what's in our braces. So, a quick review of exponents. What are exponents? So, exponents are a mathematical operation where we take a quantity and we raise it to a power. So, the quantity we say is our base, and then the number that we're raising it to we say is the power. So, for example, let's say we have 2 and we raise it to the power of 2. What is the power actually telling us? Well, the power is telling us how many times we are repeating the base. And we're repeating it using multiplication. So in this case, we would have 2 times 2. 2 is repeated twice. When we multiply, we would get 4. So that would be our answer for that exponent. All right, now that we've reviewed a little bit about parentheses and exponents, we know what multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction are. Let's go through some problems solving order of operations. And this time we're going to focus on some problems with nested parentheses. And I'll walk through how to solve problems when we see these three types of parentheses in a problem. So our first problem is going to be 80 minus bracket 2 times in parentheses 21 plus 10, close parentheses, close the bracket, minus, open parentheses, 38 minus 3, close parentheses, divided by 7. So, first thing we see is that we have brackets, and inside that bracket we have parentheses. So we're going to solve what's in parentheses first inside that bracket. So let's start rewriting. We have 80 minus bracket 2 times. Well, 21 plus 10 is going to be 31. Once we solve what's in parentheses, we can take it out of the parentheses. So now we have 2 times 31, bracket, and then we're going to subtract. Now we see another parentheses, 38 minus 3, and that's going to be 35. Again, we solve for what's in parentheses, we'll take it out. So we have 35 divided by 7. So now we are left with something in the bracket. Again, that's our second type of parentheses that we'll deal with, which we'll do now. We have 80 minus 2 times 31 in that bracket. Let's solve for that. That'll be 62. So taking it out of the bracket, then we're going to have minus. Now we see 35 divided by 7. Now we know, based off of PEMDAS, that we're not going to subtract 35. Next, first we have to divide by 7. So 35 divided by 7 is going to give us 5. So we're left with 80 minus 62 minus 5. Now we just got subtraction, which we're going to work from left to right. So 80 minus 62 is going to give us 18, and then we're going to subtract 5, and our answer that we're left with is 13. All right, let's go through our second problem, which is going to be the following. We're going to have a brace 3 times, open bracket, open parentheses, 9 minus 3, close parentheses. Now we're going to have what's in parentheses raised to the power of 2. Then we're going to subtract, open parentheses, 21 minus 19, close parentheses, times 4. Close the bracket, close the brace, and then we're going to divide by 2. So here in this example, we see all 3 types of parentheses: our brace, our bracket, and our normal parentheses that we see every day. So first thing we're going to do is solve our innermost parentheses. So let's go through this. We have our brace. Then we have 3 times. We're going to have our open bracket. Now we see our first parentheses, 9 minus 3. We're going to solve that, that's 6. And we're going to keep that squared. And we'll deal with that next. Then we're going to subtract. We have our second parentheses, 21 minus 19, which will be 2. We completely solved this parentheses, so we'll take it out. So now we have 2 times 4. Close our bracket and close our brace. Then we're going to divide by 2. Now, we're going to get to our next step. We have open brace 3 times. We have our open bracket, and we're going to solve 6 raised to the power of 2. This is an exponent. This is our next step that we need to take, dealing with PEMDAS. So 6 raised to the second power means we have 6 times 6. 6 repeated twice, which is going to be 36. We solved for this parentheses and with the exponent, so we can take out the parentheses, and we're just left with 36. Now we see minus 2 times 4. Now using PEMDAS, we know that we have to deal with multiplication next. So 2 times 4 is going to give us 8. So what we're left with in our bracket is going to be 36 minus 8. We'll close that bracket and close the brace, and we'll divide by 2. Next step, we're going to deal with what's in that bracket. So we have our brace 3 times. Now we see 36 minus 8 in the bracket. We're going to solve for that. And that's going to be 28. Taking it out of the bracket, and then we're going to have our brace divide by 2. Finally, we have what's in our brace, and that's the last parentheses we need to deal with before dividing by 2. So we'll have 3 times 28, which is going to give us 84. And finally, dividing it by 2, we will be left with an answer of 42. Here comes our third problem that we're going to solve in this video. And it is going to be the following. 3 times, open brace, 45 minus, open bracket, 9 times, open parentheses, 21 minus 11 minus 8, close parentheses, raise what we had in parentheses to the second power. Then we're going to close our bracket and close our brace. All right, again, with this problem, we see all 3 types of our parentheses we have: brace, bracket, and normal parentheses. We're going to deal with our innermost parentheses first, and we're going to have 3 times, open brace, 45 minus, open bracket, 9 times, and we're going to solve what's in parentheses, 21 minus 11 minus 8. So solving what's in that parentheses, we're going to have 2. And we still have it raised to the second power. So we're going to keep that, and we're going to move on to our close bracket and close the brace. Now to our next step. We need to solve what's in our exponent. So we're going to have 3 times open brace 45 minus open bracket 9 times 2 still in parentheses, and we're raising it to the second power. So that's 2 times 2, which is going to be 4. So now we can officially take it out of the parentheses, and we're going to close our bracket, close our brace. Now we're going to have 3 times open brace 45 minus 9 times 4. This is in our bracket. That's the next parentheses we need to deal with. So 9 times 4 is going to be 36. We solved for what's in the bracket, so we can take it out, and then we're going to close our brace. Now we just have what's in our brace left. So we're going to have 3 times 45 minus 36. Solving for that, we're going to get 9. Since we solved what's in the braces, we're going to take it out, and we'll have 3 times 9, which is going to be 27, is going to be our final answer. I hope you found this video helpful for solving through some problems dealing with order of operations. Again, don't forget the acronym PEMDAS to help you figure out which operations to go through first. Again, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.